Oh no, you don't. Fuck. Oh, fuck you. No, 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 no. God fucking damn it. No, fuck off. Fuck off. Calm down. This is gonna be a calm fucking video. No, it won't. Fuck off, Billy. I told you to get back to basement. But it's cold. Fuck off, Billy. God knows I didn't want it to be like this. Lo Wang, my sweet, sweet Lo Wang.
Look how they massacred my boy.
So late 2023 I decided to play some classic ShadowWarrior, and 20 minutes later I discovered, oh wait, a new installment in the series, ShadowWarrior 3? Alright. I haven't played the other two parts of the reboot, and my first impression was, amazing! God yeah, I foolishly thought to myself. At the time, Doom Eternal hype died down a bit despite all the DLC, and my thought was, ShadowWarrior could use some of that hype, or Duke. Maybe Caleb can make a return. But ShadowWarrior is a start. No! Stop! Do not take something I grew up on and slap a haphazardly assembled piece of dog fart into somewhat playable content. This game is a misbegotten collection of questionable decisions slapped together with Elmer's glue and zero regard to the experience of the game. I went into production of this video blind even though I had my reservations about the game I was about to play, since it had mixed Steam reviews. I really thought, how bad can it be? How bad? Yes! Yes! So let's dive to the bottom of the shit-ridden dumpster fire of the game. The crushing ballbuster doesn't show its colors right away. The game starts off like a pleasant chit-chat with your fellow American. Too f***ing bad it's Ted Bundy. But the good part is there may be a couple hours worth of fairly positive stuff. And the best part, appropriately, is Lo Wang himself.
That dragon destroyed everything you ever built and decimated the citizens of Zilla City! The Zillion Zilla! You're just too old to get it.
The older the tree, the deeper the roots.
The older the asshole, the louder the toots. Yeah! I think I just peed a little. Does whatever a spider can.
Oh, how I miss this purposefully annoying motherfucker. You know how sometimes there's a person in your life that loves to do annoying shit, but he's worth to keeping around, and he is admittedly kinda funny, and over the years you grow to love his annoying shit and kinda do the same to fuck with him? That's how I feel about Lo Wang. This prick of a human being akin to Deadpool of all people knows that we all came to love the bastard.
Of course, stealing from a baby is wrong. And 2 wrongs don't make a right. But 3 rights always make a left. Right?
Just chef's kiss. Mwah. Voice actor for Lo Wang, Michael Moe, did a great job. Rolo kicks action into first gear. You start fighting and slicing and shooting, and it all blends together fairly nice. At this point, it felt like it clicked. Shooting is pleasant, cutting a mob below end enemies into an extremely non-vegetarian salad is enjoyable, and maps? Ooh, the maps are gorgeous. Beautiful, extremely so in fact. And in those few starting chapters, it really does feel like Doom Eternal, with some minor adjustments.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device in which suggestions or warnings about events to come are dropped or planted.
So you fight all over the back of this dragon of the Flashback Valley, Lo Wang hurls his one-liners and funny not funny quotes at his enemies, you enjoy yourself, learn execution mechanics, serious Sam-style execution mechanics no less, and have genuine fun. You got your riot gun, your key blast, the sword, but what jumped at me straight away, and not in a good way, is gunplay. Minor questions like, where are my outfires? Why do we have reloads? And if we have to have reloads, then why is my ammo supply so low? Why is the riot gun so slow? Whatever, fine. Wait, universal ammo. I guess that's interesting. It's probably balanced due to the weapon power, right? Right?
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
So guns. You have a revolver called Outlaw. It's your run-of-the-mill 6-shooter that dispatches low-end enemies with ease and can chunk your mid-tier enemies nicely. You have a riot gun that for the most part has gotten a downgrade from the classic ShadowWarrior. It's slow to shoot, slow to reload, but it is serviceable for the time being. In the meantime, you reach chapter 1 and proceed fighting. Nothing on your mind, good mood, great views, you get your sidekicks, the 2 Uzis with a proclivity to spit lead in ridiculous amounts, and a grappling hook for combat and grappling. This is where cracks begin to manifest. At level 1. The gameplay is your general hallway arena, platforming arena, rinse repeat till the end is nigh, maybe a cutscene or 2 in between, with the caveat of environmental hazard. And this is something I want to address right now. There are games like Bulletstorm that do this kind of environmental trappings, but it does not work here, not even a little. For one thing, in Bulletstorm, you had Leash, you had no cooldown kick that sent enemy flying to the stratosphere, and you got paid doing that. Here, environment either trivializes the encounter, making it simple and unsatisfying, or doesn't work at all. In Bulletstorm, any enemy can be flung to a cacti. Here, if you manage to punch a 2-ton slab of dog shit into spikes, he doesn't die instantly, making the whole exercise pointless, since guns do more damage. If, on the other hand, you insta-kill a big fella with a saw or a free fall, it makes the whole encounter mindless, since its difficulty goes right down the crapper. Oh Johnny, use trash mobs for the kills instead. Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? But remember that universal ammo I talked about? Here's why it's a problem. You can run out. And waiting for these things to spawn is a chore. But no worries, the enemies drop ammo on death. So we will endlessly respawn trash enemies for you to refill. So using spikes for the trash is pointless, they respawn. You see what I mean when I say that this game was just thrown together with no regard of whether or not it would work. Like here, okay, you have saws coming from the both sides, and wham bam, no one is alive. It took me 5 seconds to dispatch everyone. That's entertaining once. Say I decide not to do this, and holy fuck! What is this interface? That is seizure inducing. What the flying fuck? So you either trivialize it to the point of why am I even needed here? Or you suffer a brain hemorrhage from this shit. Whose idea was it? Who was responsible for this? This blinking made me reasonably furious. Johnny, just turn the interface off, it's fine. Yeah, sure. But you know what? Remember those executions? These are not just for shit and giggles. No, you have to use this since you want those useful things that come out of that. For one thing, it's your health, so ignoring this mechanic is not particularly viable now, is it? And if you turn the interface off to escape the mind-boggling indicators, you won't see when you have an execution ready, so you will inevitably screw yourself by spamming Q button just to die with zero dignity. We're at level 1! Fuck! Breathe. Just calm down. This is a safe space.
No, it isn't.
Oh, you.
I'm sorry.
Holy shit. That is so fucked up.
So the loop has formed, and it pretty much stays the same all the way through. Levels change, arenas differ, but the core is done. Shoot, execute, slash, hazard, slash. It's simple, has been done before. Now it can only be molded by 2 things, guns and enemy. Gunplay in this game is problematic. In Doom Eternal there is a need for swapping. Outfire targeting weak points, enemies weak to a certain type of damage, sudden need for splash damage, or just maximizing your damage output. Whatever the case, the game rewards you for swapping and outfiring. There is a mastery of weapons, an explorable depth, so to say. And for the record, this gun swap requirement was facilitated by shortage of ammo, which is something I feel done for no reason in Doom Eternal, other than the need to put some weight behind the use of chainsaw. If you want gun swap to work, key things are synergy or weakness of enemies to a certain gun. Ultra Kill has infinite ammo on every gun, yet gun swap is a constant need. You master those guns, you don't have to, you want to. Here, this is not the case. Gun swap is forced on you by ammo shortage, with zero reward for its execution. Outfires are not present, gunplay has exactly zero depth. I found myself indiscriminately firing my guns waiting for the auto swap, since why should I bother? They have the same function with different flavor to do damage. Upgrades make them better, and would you look at that? 4 out of 5 guns have an increased ammo pouch upgrade, so 15 upgrades are actually 11, with a toll to pay if you want to fix developers' bad decision. What bothers me is that it's fixable. The base is there, guns themselves are good, it's just, it wasn't polished enough. Other thing is enemies. They make this game insufferable. This design is abysmal. I know that development cycle is a hard thing, I do not want to shit on anyone's hard labor, but this is outright malicious. By this point you're at level 2, and this floor is lava dipshit whack-a-mole piece of dirt gets an appearance. This is an enemy that on his own makes this game not fun. Take that grade down! You can call out my gigantic skill issue and call me bad at video games, but when was the last time a whack-a-mole enemy was considered fun and interactive gameplay? This enemy has late-stage League of Legends. This image should be in books for designers under never do this. Not only is it invulnerable 80% of its screen time, it hurls massive fuck yous when it is vulnerable, and it makes it impossible to walk anywhere it went by setting the ground on fire. This enemy is cancer. This was designed to torture you. There is no reason for it to be like this. It introduces zero challenge and a buttload of annoyance. A lot of times, this is the last enemy standing, just because managing to hit the bastard mid-fight is a brain trauma speedrun, let alone killing it, since it is tanky as fuck. So you may think one enemy doesn't make or break the game, but oh no, it's not the only one. Why do you have mine-laying bullet sponges? Exploding dudes from Serious Sam, really? Why? The bastard accordion laying saw traps that chunk the piss out of you? Why? When you have a movement-based, fast-paced combat, and significant portion of enemies is designed to produce area denial, those things clash! Oh, Johnny, you should just be more mindful of where you walk. It's awareness thing. No, it's just annoying, since the other half of the mobs actively pursue you like a bitch in heat. You will die over and over and over and over to a thing that just should have never been in the first place. With the power of hindsight, on your second playthrough, you kinda sorta can figure out when to execute a particular enemy and mitigate the annoyance by preemptively striking at a specific moment. And I guess that's time to talk about executions. You have your fuck you meter that allows you to tear the enemy that looked at you particularly funny, and you asshole. This mechanic works, but has the same problem as environmental kills did. It's a tad one-sided, just a tiny bit overpowered. In Doom, you saw through the demon, get the ammo back and proceed fight it. Here, depending on the enemy you murdered in such fashion, you get an item. Anything from an eye familiar that cuts and weaves around you, distracting and killing anyone in close proximity, to a big ass sword that wangs, swings, dashing and dicing around the arena. This at least works. You plan on cutting a particular enemy to get the stuff you need at that moment. Depth, right? Well, yes and no. Not every item is made equal, and some of them you will never go for because it's not worth it. So you will use the sword, the black hole, and the mini homing rockets, but unlike the environmental hazards, cutting everyone with a big ass sword is fun and interactive, if somewhat repetitive and mindless. Levels 3 and 4 introduce us to Hoji. Pretty much this is where the game is at its peak. Arenas broken apart by action scenes and stunning views, well-balanced combat, good soundtrack, low wang as it is funniest, which brings us to the plot. It's kind of weird to see the game that follows Doom 2016, and by extension Doom Eternal's basic concept, and expecting it to have a story. This scene from Doom is true to this game as well. This is a singular plotline. Big dragon, bad, kill big dragon.
If it has 2 legs, technically it's a wyvern, not a dragon.
We work our way through the levels, fight through some of the more creative arenas, and by this point I either get annoyed too much and quit, or turn my brain off, sludging through repetitive combat that only sometimes works as intended. Here's an example. This arena right here. I had to get footage of me using my upgraded katana, and the death pit felt like an appropriate place to test the thing. So, if you upgrade your sword fully, you can charge it with heavy blows, and it will randomly select either fire, ice, or lightning as its element attack. Ice freezes, lightning stuns, and fire sucks ass. So you either hit a pile of enemies with Mr. Freeze Cum Blast, or hit them with a rubber mallet, and you have zero control over what ends up happening. Got lucky? Enemy's dead. Didn't get lucky? Well, fuck you, you should have gotten lucky, stupid. But, and hear me out on this one, if you get a roll on a freeze or a shocker, this turns into a valuable tool, and this arena hits differently. If you insist on usage of environmental hazards, increase the enemy count to boot, and design it so that there are enemies that are immune to it. This is one arena where design finally connects. This is not annoying, fairly balanced, good time. Too bad this kind of design is actually very rare. Most of the time, you will consistently be dealing with straight annoyance. So I won't focus on the level explanations, it's all the same, just more of it. That leaves us with one last thing, bosses. And, funny enough, here's one, at half point, at level 5. I should mention that this game is extremely short. The campaign takes less than 10 hours to complete. Compare that to say Doom Eternal with its campaign taking around 20 hours. No, this one can be completed in one evening. And if you plan on buying this game with a Steam sale discount of some kind, just play on normal and it will take you like 2 evenings, 3 hours a pop. And you'll save yourself some annoyance in the meantime. But I digress. Bosses. There are 2 in the whole game. This one and the last one. Chicken Guy is a circle strafing target that can be dispatched quite easily. By this point, you have your full armory gathering 2 more weapons, the railgun and shuriken thrower, dodge a ram attack, jump on the slams, strafe for the lasers, and off with his torso. Wait, what? Oh, second phase. Even when it splits, it retains the phase 1 attacks, but you have 2 enemies instead doing it simultaneously. This boss is fun, the music is fucking amazing, and the fight itself is satisfying enough. It's not challenging, it's just entertaining. Even though it was super simple, I enjoyed it. The last boss, however, is barely a boss in my opinion. Not fun at all. I thought by this point in gaming history we'll learn that stationary bullet sponges with a vulnerable spot is a mediocre design at best, a shitty note to the end of the story. Bosses are supposed to test your skill, your strength, but this one just feels like a slab of meat that expires faster than you could say boring. And with that, the story and the game ends.
Abort the mission!
Say what?
Hold on! I miscalculated!
Shadow Warrior is one of those games I played with my dad. It was Doom, Half-Life, Duke, and Shadow Warrior. And seeing this game being this underdeveloped, it really made me feel sad. There is a subgenre of games that took
The wrong lessons from Half-Life?
but this is an example of how you can take the wrong lessons from Doom. Not to leave on a negative note, this game can be fun. Not for me, but for someone I'm sure it will be very enjoyable. Set pieces are dynamic, chemistry between characters is fun, and at times comes like a genuine relatable banter within a group. Locations, if a little scarce on exploration, are marvelous, and generally visuals in the game are very pleasant. The art direction is excellent, and the music is great too, if only it wasn't attached to this game. This is the worst kind of game. This is slow internet. Better to have none than suffer through this. It's infuriating to play, since you see elements that work, they just don't work put together. It could be far, far better, more enjoyable and fun, but this is what we got. Rest in peace, Lo Wang. We'll love you, we will cherish your memory. And I'll guess I'll see you next time, Warriors.